Hi guys, Johnny Good here for realhomestudio.com and welcome to part 6, the final part of how to record a song from your home studio. So here we are at stage 6, the final stage. We're going to be recording down our vocals, and we're recording our vocals last so we can listen to everything we've done already when tracking our vocals. So we've got the drums, we've got the bass, we've got the guitar and everything else that we've recorded for this track. And that's really important when we're laying down our vocals so we can get the correct feel and the energy and the pace of the track, and we can gauge the track and really get into the track when you're laying down your vocals. And that's really important because you really want to feel into it to give the best performance. And vocals are maybe inarguably the most important part of your track. When you think about humans, our ears and our hearing is specifically tuned in to pick up all the nuances of the human voice. So we want to make sure that we spend a good amount of time on our vocals, getting our vocals where we want them to be and that we feel happy. Especially with all the different nuances in vocals, it's really important to take your time, feel comfortable when you're tracking. Generally avoid tracking your vocals after you've just eaten. That's never a great time. Give it at least an hour or two after you've eaten and you're feeling comfortable and you're in the mood to lay down your vocals. Now, something I see online a lot is people posting up photographs of microphones and asking, is this mic a good one for recording vocals? Now, the good news is that a large diaphragm condenser, much like this one, isn't going to set you back very much at all. In fact, with regards to large diaphragm condensers, on the budget scene, there's so much competition that's really pushed the price down. Manufacturers like Audio-Technica and Behringer make great entry-level mics that aren't going to break the bank, but it's going to pick up all the nuances and detail of your voice, and that's exactly what we're after. Once you've got your large diaphragm condenser, you're going to want to mount it on a mic stand, ideally in a shock mount. That's going to help mitigate any low-end rumble that's coming up through your mic stand, and also grab yourself a pop shield like this one, very inexpensive, which will deal with all the plosives. Next up is microphone positioning, and here's a little myth-busting tip for you. You want to avoid putting your mic in closets or wardrobes. Generally, that's going to give you quite a boxy sound, as you would imagine, because you're in quite a small boxy space. What you want to really be doing is getting your microphone as far away from any reflective surfaces as possible. That's going to be your walls and your windows. And where's that usually in the room? Right in the middle. Also, when you put your mic in the middle of the room, do your best to mitigate the issues. Again, like if you've got large windows like I have in this room, and you probably will too, make sure you draw your curtains and utilize those soft furnishings that are in your room just to dampen down the sound. If you do have acoustic panels in your home studio space, then utilize them as well. Point your microphone towards them and make the most of the absorption which will be going on in that area of your studio. Remember, your microphone rejects from the rear, accepts from the front. So use that to your advantage. Okay, so once we're set up and ready to go, now we've got to position ourselves to the microphone. I generally say anywhere past a handspan is about in the ballpark area. If you get too close to the microphone, you're going to start experiencing proximity effect. What you're going to start to notice, you can do this yourself when you set your mic up, is that everything starts to get bassier and bassier and boomier and boomier, and that's not necessarily what we're looking for. You'll also notice that if you're too close to the microphone, if you move around a little bit when you're singing, you're really going to notice quite extremely if you move a little bit more off the microphone. Those increments really do show. If you're a little bit further off the mic, those movement changes aren't going to show up so much in your performance. You're going to get a much more even professional result. So generally about a handspan away from the microphone to start off with as a rule of thumb, and then you can play around with that distance to suit the performance. Next up, we want to plug our microphone in with an XLR 3-pin cable, and we also want to make sure that 48 volts of phantom power is engaged on our audio interface. Now we're ready to arm the track, and if available, now's the time to engage low latency monitoring on your DAW. Okay, we're almost ready to go. One more thing we're going to need is a set of closed back headphones. It's really important. We've got closed back headphones and not open back headphones. Open back headphones are going to bleed the sound back onto the microphone. We absolutely don't want that. So to mitigate that as much as possible, we want to be using a set of closed backs. Okay, we're ready to put on our headphones and we're ready to track our performance.
Get myself to a beach, all the wind's in my head. try to buy me with the dreams and lies.
Okay, lead vocals done. Next up, I'm going to do some backing vocals. Now, I'm going to record these backing vocals twice to thicken up that backing vocal performance. And my plan in the mixing as well is to pan them wide and around the backing vocal to give the whole vocal performance some width. So let's get on. Let's lay up a new track and we're going to record some backing vocals.
I'm turning my back on the whites of their eyes. The politician and the city spies who try to buy me with the dreams and lies.
Okay, that's those backing vocals done. Now, at the end of the track, there's a really big anthemic choral section. For that, I'm going to want a big choir sound, so I'm going to want to track my vocals quite a lot. I'm going to track my vocals 8 times with the intention of panning 4 on one side, 4 on the other to get that big anthemic choir effect. Okay, we better get on.
Don't ever wear the company tie in blue. Only you can choose another way, and today won't have to be the same.
Okay, so that's our vocals recorded. I've recorded a main vocal, I've double tracked my backing vocals, and I've also recorded 8 tracks of an anthemic choral style vocal effect for the end of my track. That's our song finished, guys. Now it's time to move on to mixing, and if you want to learn more about mixing within your home studio, the good news is I've got a free 6-part course for you right now which you can enroll in just by signing up with realhomestudio.com. It's called the Virtual Console. The links are below, and the Virtual Console will take you through all the fundamentals you need to know to get started mixing in your home studio. I hope you enjoyed this 6-part course. If you did, please remember to like and subscribe up here on YouTube. Most importantly, guys, have yourself a great day.